called Bizz, where I travel around looking for businesses with USPs.
On this episode, we visit a bar whose name actually speaks for itself. Check it out.
Bar Bacon, I'm Peter Sherman, the chef owner. About 3 years ago, it's the first artisanal bacon restaurant in the world. We're about 3 years in, so we've done a lot of things. I started the concept thinking that I wanted to sort of introduce people to the idea that America makes the best bacon in the world, and I feel like it's been sort of this, redheaded stepchild, for too long, and it needed to sort of star in its own show, in New York City, in its own restaurant, with the focus on it. I think there's no better platform to, sort of do that. The social media outlets has been pretty tremendous to the point where I feel like I sort of hit on something that has been resonating with a lot of people for a long time. I learn a lot every day. There's just a tremendous amount of bacon out there, and it's such a versatile product that I come in every day with ideas that are sort of endless. My idea list is like pages and pages long of things that that I just want to try. So that I'm not running out of any material to sort of work off of. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you come in and you try what I'm doing. And there's a cookbook that's coming out pretty soon. So if you can't make it here because you're in some other section of the world, there's always a cookbook to try the recipes out.
Well, it's like the spot we need to be at, so I guess we should check it out. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, buddy, anytime.
What you got for us today, man?
Oh, I got lots of stuff.
Oh, man. You going into the kitchen?
It's going to be a good day.
I'm hungry as hell, man.
Good. I got their feedback on me to come here.
Let's go, man. What's going on, everybody? We're here in the lab with Peter Sherman. He's about to teach us how to make some of this cornbread. So, Peter, what we want to do today, man?
Alright, so the idea of doing a bacon and bourbon cornbread with a bacon blueberry jam. Like a bacon on bacon on bacon. Almost makes it better. Alright, so simple recipe. Kind of set you up for success. Some sugar and some bacon lardons. A little water in here just to help the process go on. Have you cook.
Go ahead, you cook. I don't want to burn your place, man. I don't want to burn you out of business, man.
Alright, so this is just going to cook down. I put water in this. Lardons is just a cut of meat. Right, so it basically just means fat meat. So you want it to sort of shape like that, right? So that'll cook down to something like really crispy. The water helps that process so that it starts coming up to temperature when you start cooking the meat. So like you put something cold in a pan, like let's say you pull like a chicken out of your refrigerator and put it on, you might get a really good sear on the outside, but the center is still raw. So you're going to end up overcooking the outside before you get to the middle. But this sort of helps you bring it up to temperature so that while you're trying to crisp it, it sort of cooks, quicker, when it's supposed to cook. That makes sense? So it'll render some of the fat off, and in the end, it's almost going to be like deep fried. Alright? This is just simple sugar, so we're just going to make it count. Alright, so this will just bubble and do its thing.
How long we wait for this?
It's going to take a couple minutes, If you had some bourbon, I would start drinking it.
I know you got some of them.
I got a lot. I have a bar.
That's good, man.
You got caramel. Right, so it's like that nice amber color.
Yeah.
Okay, this is hot. It's like 300. It might not look hot, but don't put your face in that wall. So I'm going to put just a little bit of heat on it. What you're going to do is you're going to add lemon juice. That's it. Just dump it in. It's going to... Go for it. Give it a shot. Alright, you see the two different temperatures? So you've got that 300 degree sugar, and you got your room temperature sort of lemon juice. So that's, pretty drastic temperature change. So now it's got it dissolving. So you want to move it around a lot, like you're trying to dissolve anything. So this needs that's happening. something like we got like a Chipotle bacon taco,
Wow.
but nobody makes Chipotle bacon, so I kind of got to make it.
You gotta have it.
So well, you gotta have it. I'm telling anybody that they like this. Okay, cool. So this is kind of dissolved. Oops. Not a liar. Now we're going to add some blueberries.
Oh,
All right, so throw that in. Marks that you've left in your pan, those won't taste like bacon. In fact, they probably taste more like bacon than the bacon you cook because it's concentrated.
Wow.
Right? So I wanted that flavor to ring through. I mean, bacon jam. It's got to taste like bacon.
I never thought about that.
Right? So now this is your slurry. This is just cornstarch and water. This, let me see. We just want to bring back up to the boil. And just see how much thicker it'll get. It's like that big gelatinous mess that you want jelly to be. That's your base.
So how'd you come up with this?
Got really high. I'm just joking. Around a lot, obviously.
You just play around with it.
Just play around. I mean, the whole idea of our bacon is really to sort of, what can you do with this product that everybody loves? You know, you always have that adage that, you know, everything's better with bacon. You know, bacon makes everything better. Well, I mean, that's true and not true.
They say that Canada, you know, men prefer bacon 47 times more than sex. That's a fact.
We're not having it right. And I get it. Alright, so that's your, no, from this, I wanted sort of texture. Okay. Right, so now you're going to throw this back in. In there. Alright. And you're going to throw this in there. And then you're just going to mix that up. And that's done. Now that this goes in your fridge. Almost like I'm in. It's crazy.
Too real. You gotta try this out.
All right, cool.
You gotta, I'm gonna put the thing over there. You gotta try it.
My fault, man.
Oh. Love that. So now you've got a really interesting jam. What the hell are you gonna do with it? You know? The idea for me. Okay, so the thing for me was cornbread. I mean, my head just went right there.
It's cornbread.
Yeah. So I always had, you know, my drinks at my bar. You know, I always wanted there to be infused liquor, right? So liquor pulls flavor from fat better than just about anything on the planet, right? The alcohol will pull it. So very early on, like first month we were open, I started doing the cocktail menu with that. But always thinking that the fat was flavoring the liquor. It took me a while to understand that it was also happening in reverse. right? So the liquor was also flavoring the fat. So instead of having bacon-flavored whiskey, I also had whiskey-flavored bacon fat. And then once I, put the puzzle together, I was like, well, what the hell can I do? Bourbon-flavored, bacon fat, which is basically anything I want. So I put that into cornbread, and basically my head exploded 5 times, and then I put the jam on. I like the crust of cornbread. That's like my favorite part. Right? That really deep, nice, with the whole edge part. That's why I like it in a cast iron. Right? So the only way to get a crust, the only way, is a really hot pan and a good amount of fat. For me, bacon. So we're gonna cook this down until you start seeing a good amount of rendered fat. While that's cooking, we're gonna just put together the mash.
See why I call it big man, small Bizz? I can't fit anywhere.
All right, so this is just wet and dry.
Okay.
Right, so this is buttermilk,
Egg yolk.
an egg yolk, and the vanilla mixture. Right, and here you've got your salt, your baking powder, your flour, and all that, good stuff. So just dump that in.
And then?
This is the bourbon fat.
That's
Right.
bourbon flavor.
Yeah, so overnight, so I took a whole bunch. So what we are going to do with this, we're going to take a bottle of bourbon, right? Basic bourbon. I'm going to throw the fat in there. I'm going to mix it up,
Okay.
right? Once that gets cold, it will naturally separate. Fat will float to the top, and the bourbon will stay on the bottom. So it'll almost clarify itself.
Okay.
I'll then pull that through, cheesecloth and stuff to sort of further purify it back, but it will pick up the flavor from the bacon fat now.
Okay.
Right? So
There's a
now,
lot of science.
yeah, so the fat that's at the top is now flavored with the bourbon, which is what I was explaining. It happens in reverse.
There you go.
So this is, instead of butter that would normally be in your cornbread. So scoop that in there and just mix everything up.
This is interesting, yo. Kind of having second thoughts about this cornbread. No butter, don't go on ingredients.
It's simple. What do you mean? Don't go on the cornmeal and flour.
Bacon fat. So you mix this up?
Just mix it. Yeah. I'm not gonna copy it. Now we're gonna take this. I'm not done. Keep it up. So now I just whipped up the egg white. So you separated the egg.
Okay.
Alright, so now you're gonna add the whipped white. So why I whip it is it'll make it a little bit lighter. Sometimes cornbread's like really dense. This is just the way to lighten it up a bit. So you're just gonna fold it in. So you don't want to whip it and then handle it too aggressively because then you're sort of losing the effect. That's it. Back to half and half.
Half and half?
Half and half.
Chef boy Chris out here. You dig?
Alright, this is done. This just goes in the oven, 350. 350. I'll go over there. Alright, so that's gonna go for like 10-15 minutes. Alright, so while that cooks, let's go downstairs. I'll show you how to do the bacon bourbon.
Wanna get drunk today?
If you want.
Cool, let's
It
do
is a bar.